Welcome into Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because we're about to get into a mailbag where questions are only allowed from subscribers. So if your question didn't get answered, probably your fault. You're not subscribed. So go down right now, hit that big red sub button, help us get to 30,000 subs. We're going to start today's show with a $10 super chat. Mr. Rick, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. He says, anything about Jones balking at John Michael Schmitz wanting to use a dead snap? Saturday, Peyton did it for years. I don't think that there's a problem with the way that John Michael Schmitz is going to snap the football. And I remember seeing an article, or it was a quote, of Daniel Jones saying he doesn't care. All it is just the difference between the ball coming horizontally or vertically. And while that may seem like a big problem, it's just not. What I would want to say is whatever is going to have John Michael Schmitz be the best football player he can be, that's the way he's going to snap. Because if he is so used to grabbing the football like so, vertically, and snapping it like that, he's used to getting his hands in a certain spot as well and working his feet in between those spots. Whereas if he has to change it vertically, his hands now come up a different way. Whatever way John Michael Schmitz wants to snap the football that's going to make him the best player possible, Daniel Jones is going to want that. I'm going to want that. The Giants are going to want that. And you are going to want that. I like that you brought up the Jeff Saturday and Peyton type of thing. Look, all it takes is one practice for Daniel Jones to be able to catch the football coming in horizontally instead of with a spiral and vertically. I think they'll be fine. I think John Michael Schmitz should be allowed and will be allowed to snap the ball whichever way he wants. Mr. Rick, we appreciate you, my man. We did get a question from my man. Giants will win the 2024 Super Bowl. What a name. Speak it into existence. I love it. He says, I've seen some sites talk about a Davante Adams Giants trade. Is it possible? I guess anything is technically possible. And I saw the article you're talking about, Bleacher Report, I think it was last week or the week before, talked about the Giants being a destination for Davante Adams. No, I don't think that it's likely. But if Jimmy Garoppolo is really hurt and he starts to play bad, or maybe he doesn't start the season healthy, and we get to the trade deadline, and let's say the Raiders are 2-6, 2-7, whatever week the trade deadline is, I'm not ruling out a trade deadline move for Davante Adams and the Raiders. Not saying the Giants could be that team. Not saying they can't either. But I don't think it's the end of the world to think that the Raiders could trade Davante Adams if their season starts to go off the rails. One, the Raiders are not a good football team. Two, Jimmy Garoppolo is not a good quarterback. Three, Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels are not good head coaches or general managers. The Raiders have no direction, but what they do have is the best wide receiver in the National Football League. You saw the stats on screen. He'll be an immediate upgrade, an immediate difference maker for the Giants. You're probably going to have to give up a first-round pick and maybe a third-round pick if you do want Davante Adams. He's the best receiver in the National Football League. But no, I don't think the Giants are going to trade for him this offseason. And no, I don't really think they're going to trade for him at the trade deadline. But the percentage between now and the trade deadline does go up a little bit. I do want to ask this question, though, because you know your boy, Patrick Seatman, producer Seeps, big Minnesota Vikings fan, always telling me that Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL. And he's just not. Is it him or Davante Adams? Or is it someone else? Name the best wide receiver in the NFL down below. My man Daniel Brothers, what's up, homie? Marsh, my guy. Appreciate the super chat, Brody. My friend actually thinks Brock Purdy is better than Daniel Jones. Can you enlighten him for me? Look, it's just, I don't have much to say about this. Brock Purdy, he's a cool story. He's a smart kid. He's a solid quarterback. But if you would have replaced Brock Purdy and Daniel Jones this year, the 49ers may have been holding up the Lombardi Trophy. And I don't think the Giants would have made the playoffs. Is he a scrub? No. Is he good? No. But I'm not saying he's bad. But I wouldn't want him to be my quarterback, and I'm taking Daniel Jones all day over Brock Purdy. I think there's a reason that they brought in Sam Darnold when they still had Trey Lance. Maybe that means they don't believe in Trey Lance, but I think it also means that they think that Brock Purdy's not the answer either. No, Brock Purdy is not better than Daniel Jones. My guy AB says, do you think we will sign D-Hop? No, I think the Giants are out on the DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes. We put a video out last week, reports coming out from Ralph Vacchiano, who used to cover the Giants and now covers the NFC East, and he made it seem like the Giants are not all that interested, which kind of stinks to me because I think Hopkins is still a great receiver, and the Giants still need a number one wide receiver, but hopefully that means that the Giants are going to spend that money on an edge rusher like Justin Houston or somebody else, because I think that's the biggest need for this team right now. They need another edge rusher. Love Kayvon, love Aziz. Need someone else, though. It can't be O'Shane Zimenez. My man Mike G, best initials in the game, Brody. What up, MG? He says, the best in the Giants YouTube business, MG. Yes, you are. So what's up, man? I don't want to ask a Saquon question. Thank you. We've talked enough about Saquon. So I'll go with, does Beavers or McFadden start the open inside linebacker spot? There's been a lot of talk about Micah McFadden impressing at Giants OTAs. We're going to be rolling into minicamp. Minicamp will actually be rolling already by the time you see this video. And I believe that McFadden has a big opportunity to really cement himself in the inside linebacker 2 competition. I believe it's going to be between Jarrad Davis, Darian Beavers, and Micah McFadden. I think McFadden is the guy that could sneakily win that job. He's someone that I'm impressed with. Wink Martindale sung the praise of him just recently, and I think he's got a good chance. I think he really does. I like Beavers. I'd like for him to be the guy, but I think year 2 in the system for McFadden compared to year 1 where Beavers is coming off an ACL gives you McFadden the edge. But there's not a problem with competition at that spot. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit that big red button. Subscribe. Giants videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors. Hit that sub button. Help us get to 30,000 subs. My man Slim Cash. What up, Brody? He says, we have Waller. Barkley not wanting to be a part of this shows his real character. Help take us to the big game, and that gets you paid whatever you want. I don't know if I would call this selfish by Saquon Barkley. You only have so long in the NFL to secure that payday. And while Saquon has been paid a whole lot of money, considering he got a 5-year fully guaranteed deal, being the second pick in that draft, I don't necessarily call this selfish. And I don't think the Giants' teammates are too upset. You go look at who was all at Saquon Barkley's. He had a camp for the youth just a couple of days ago, and a whole bunch of Giants were there. Like Wink Martindale was there, Dexter Lawrence was there, Darren McFadden was there. I think Dane Belton was there. There was a lot of people there. Giants love Saquon Barkley. The players love him. I wouldn't call it selfish, my man, but now he misses games. Now he holds out games. I think you could consider that selfish, but I wouldn't consider what he's doing right now to be selfish whatsoever. Corinne, what up, Corinne? Do you think Eric Gray will handle the workload if Saquon doesn't play? I hope so. Saquon Barkley would be the guy that or Eric Gray would be the guy that I would want to get the workload if Saquon Barkley's not the guy. I believe it'll probably start with Matt Breida at being the number 1 back, but I think Eric Gray, the running back you took in the 5th round out of the University of Oklahoma, would be the guy. I believe Eric Gray is going to be a good player for this league for a very long time. Is he Saquon Barkley? No, he's not Saquon Barkley. There's not many people that are Saquon Barkley. But I would want Eric Gray to be that guy. I think he'd fit really well in the Kafka and the current Giants offense. I think he's a good runner in between the tackles. Doesn't necessarily have that breakaway speed, but man, he is a shifty SOB. I want him to be the back. Last question from my man Rob Jigga. Says, just got here. Any news of an extension for Xavier McKinney? Nope, there is no news of an Xavier McKinney contract extension. I don't believe the Giants are going to give him a contract extension till after this year. I don't think that they are very happy with the way it played out with the whole Mexico and bye-week shenanigans. Is he deserving? Yes, he's a damn good football player. But I believe he has to rebuild that trust and play one more year before he gets that deal done. and he probably will get that deal done because he's a good football player, and I don't think Joe Shane is in the business of letting good football players walk out the door. I appreciate everybody who got a question in for today's show. If I missed your question, you can DM it to me over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Give me a follow, and let's talk some ball over there.